Hey YouTube, Mark Crawford here. I want to show you our pumping filtration system. For those of you that have browsed around our videos, you see we are on a rainwater collection. This wall here is actually the end of our framed up walk-in closet. We are on a rainwater collection. Both tanks are tied together underneath the house by a main header, which this suction pipe comes off of. We've got an isolation valve there. It goes through a stainless steel strainer there. The strainer doesn't have to be cleaned out very often at all, mainly because at our rain gutters we have a strainer to filter out leaves and debris and twigs and stuff. And then we have a first flush. We also have a strainer at the tank inlet at the top itself. You'll see that in another video. What we're using there is a heavy-duty pet-proof window screening. It's fiberglass. Anyway, so by the time it gets to this point here, it's pretty clean as far as debris and such. So we don't have to clean that out, but about every 6 months or so, every 4 to 6 months. I'll check it every now and then, but there's hardly ever anything in there. Now you're hearing the pump. It's fairly quiet. That is a SureFlow pump, 2.5 gallon per minute. Highly recommended. Very, very good quality pump. We run from there to our pressure switch. Our pressure switch is used in conjunction with this pressure tank, which I'd highly recommend. These little DC pumps, I failed to let you know about that. This is a DC pump. It runs off our battery bank from our solar energy system. These pumps can work. They advertise that they work without the pressure tank, but I would highly recommend getting one anyway. Otherwise, they'll cycle on and off, and eventually they can get hot. So we've got the little pressure tank up there. You heard it kick off. Basically, the way it works is when it gets down to, I can't remember where it's set right now. I think it's at 15 psi. It kicks the pump on, and the pump will supply water usage as needed, as you just saw right then. And when the usage demand is stopped, faucet turned off, in other words, then it'll continue to pump until this pressure tank reaches 40 psi. At that point, it shuts off. Now the gauge is way up there. It's above 40. I think it's reading about 70 psi right now. That's because of we're in Texas, and we've had some freezing weather, and one of the freezes we had messed up the gauge. But the system itself is still working fine, just the gauge is not reading correctly, which is no big deal. The filter here is a whole house filter. We're using it for sediment filtration, and you can also put a charcoal filter in these as well. We move on this way to our manifold. This first branch of the manifold goes to the bathroom. Where in the bathroom we have a sink and we have a shower. That's one of the ways to save water, is having a shower instead of a bathtub. Another way, a big secret to saving water, is a waterless composting toilet system, which we use. We've used that for about 4 years while we were working on the house out here. We've had contractors use it. So again, all we have in our bathroom that takes water is our sink and our shower. That's it. The next discharge here, the middle one, that goes to our kitchen, where we have a sink, obviously. And then it extends on into this room where we're at, this utility room, where we have a utility sink and we have connections for a washer. The last discharge here goes to our solar water heater, which is located on the south side of the house for solar gain. You can see that in other videos as well. I'm showing the solar water heater, which if you haven't done one of those are cool. Get one of those. The discharge coming off the top here goes to our water filtration system for drinking. And this is another frugal way to do rainwater collection without spending a lot of money. For instance, if you hire a consultant to come out, and it might cost, you know, $6,000 or $8,000 or more. We don't really see any sense in treating your water for cryptosporidium and things like that with a UV light, with an expensive UV filter, if you're just bathing in it or washing your clothes and that sort of thing. It's not that big a deal. So this is actually a point of source unit that you would typically mount underneath your kitchen sink. Through the red pipe, through a sediment filter, we've got a charcoal filter, UV light. In the blue tubing could go right into a jug that would go right into the fridge to cool down the water. The UV light is from what I understand, the only thing that kills cryptosporidium, which is E. coli. It kills all the bugs and bad bacteria and all that sort of thing. So that's something you want to have for cleaning your water for drinking purposes. Anyway, if you have any questions, leave comments or contact me. If you like this sort of thing, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and you'll get alerts of our newest uploaded videos. Until next video, God bless.